Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, and today, the date, the time, hopefully you can read that. Windy day, sunny day, cooler day, and guess what? Snow is in the forecast. Whether or not it stays is another question. So, global warming, yeah. So I got a fire started, and we're gonna do a little fireside chat once again. And what's I've been just listening to the radio, guys. The station I listen to out of Detroit, WJR, or WJR is the name. I think that's the name. 760. Yeah, WJR. Anyways, they're really awesome. They're like a talk show, give you the news out of the States and a little bit over here in Canada once in a blue moon. But they just had a bunch of nurses on over at Detroit Ground Zero, treating everybody for the corona. And guess what, guys? Hydrochloroquine, that the medicine that shall not be named and that all the mainstream media is downplaying, is working. How do we know? Because the frontline nurses and doctors are prescribing and using it, which means, and they even mentioned their own staff is taking it to prevent getting the shit. So it works. So my video, proven right again, the Canada Dry tonic water, which has the hydrochloroquine, it has the quin part in it, and you have to take it with zinc. If you do not take it with zinc, doesn't work. So load up, guys. Now's the time. Don't mess around. I've been taking it only when I go out, like say if I got to do a grocery run for my parents or myself, then I will take it when I get back. And that's it. And I gave a case to my brother that visited, and I gave him the zinc as well. And that'll get him through. And he's almost a frontline worker. He works at like a group home type of setup. So now that's over. So right now on the solar, guys, let's bring you over here. We have 14.5, nice windy day. I have the inverter on, which is powering up my old video camera just to take some power out of the load. I have all this stuff on, and I have the electric heater mats on right there, warming up the batteries. We had a little bit of rain, so we're sitting at maybe another inch that I captured, which isn't much, but it didn't really pour. Didn't pour rain, so as long as I'm capturing a little bit every time, that's the main thing. So today, guys, I got to show you this. We're in construction mode at the tiny house. I brought over this table that was salvaged from my other project on my other channel, and we have bugs that have to be killed, flies or something. And this table is gonna work perfect. I think my outer door is gonna swing this way and slam because of the wind, because I didn't lock it. Lithium's still over there charging. I gotta move this to get back there to turn some lights on. But anyways, this guy I think is going to go in that far corner where the wood storage is, and then I'm gonna plan on putting a bunch of stuff on top of this. My fridge, my induction cooktop, and it's got storage. Oops, wrong side. It's got storage inside, which is awesome. And then I'll have to move the wood and store that somewhere. So what I've been doing, I've been picking away. I took that board out, picking away at my lumber, and I'm going to be burning a lot today, just to warm it up in here as well. But I want to get this thing so it's down fairly low, and then I can take the wood from over in those containers, fill this sucker, and eliminate some more space. Now, I've been thinking hard about the tiny house setup. Now, I haven't got any ideas from my followers on layout, so I just went ahead and was thinking about stuff. I'm really thinking about moving the barrel stove and putting it right here. So obviously that means the kitchen countertop and the sink will have to go somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure where, but I think that's gonna have to go. Now that really sucks because I had a nice backsplash here glued to the wall, and that's, you know, that. Now the reasoning for this, guys, let me go ahead and talk about this a little bit. If I get the barrel stove over here, I'll have all three of my heat sources kind of centered in one area. Now, why do I want everything kind of at this end? A couple reasons. My water tanks, my bathroom, always cold. And the shower, of course, cold. If I move the big heat source over here, so its ass end will be butted up against where the wood storage is, just under the Cubic Mini. That means the pipe will go up and out the wall, and then I'll have to tee up again, and that's where the flue will go for that boy. And like I said, all this will be gone. Now that means I got to do some major replumbing as well, and my kitchen sink will be moving. So I'm thinking that I may be putting the kitchen countertop this way, or yeah, actually probably this way. Kitchen countertop, so you go in the door, kitchen countertop will stick out to about here, and that will kind of separate the tiny house, so that this will become a bedroom, my bedroom, and all my heavy electronics and stuff will be in there. And then that's what the plan is, I'm assuming. Now I'm also going to be putting in a window back here. We'll be putting a window on this side, and I think the best place for the other window would be like right here near this wood stove here, or propane stove. And now here's the thing, guys. Once this is installed and ready to rip, this will eliminate my propane bills quite a bit, even though they weren't that high. But it will allow me to carry on further and further. And the nice thing about this stove is I really don't have to cut the wood down very much. I can just throw it in, damp it down, and go from there. Now, one thing I got to show you guys. See the gasket? If I didn't put the gasket on, we would have had a lot of air leakage into the stove, and that's no good, because if you're over firing this boy, he'll burn out quicker. Okay, so we want to be able to eliminate that, and I did with the gasket, and you want to be able to control it right down here at the damper level. So you just kind of just knock that right down to nothing. And like I say though, when I first start up a burn, obviously I'll keep the door open, get it blazing and drafting really nice, and go from there. Now the other thing, I got to make sure to tell you guys, this guy has to be 36 inches from a wall. So I'm going to bust out the tape measure, and we're going to find out exactly what that is going to entail. So I gotta see where 36 inches is off the wall so we don't catch shit on fire, which is 3 feet. So 3 feet off the wall, but remember guys, I want it in a little bit closer because I don't want it in the middle center of the room, because let's say I'm getting up in the middle of the night and I gotta take a piss, right? Like most people. Do I want to be stumbling in the dark and brush my leg up against the scorching hot surface of the burn barrel? No way. No thanks. So I'm going to move it in closer, but I'm going to have to build like a, I'll have to get some like cement board and put some tiling up or some goddamn thing just to bring it in closer to the wall, like a thermal mass against the wall to make it fireproof and to make it absorb a lot of that heat, because there's no way I'm having it in the center. Like 3 feet and 3 feet is basically center in the tiny house, right? Not gonna happen. So if I move it in kind of right here and put cement board up, and I think I can get my hands on tiling, like ceramic tile, and I will just make a little thing for that. I think that'll work. But like I said, the sink, the plumbing, this stuff, a lot of this stuff will have to go, because, you know, I really don't have a choice, and I'm just gonna punch a hole right through here just above this mirror, which you guys can't see right now at the moment. Let me grab the cam. So here's the mirror, just above the mirror here, punch the hole through, and then I probably have to put some tile or metal or something on the ceiling just to, you know, knock the heat down. But the nice thing about that is my fans are already mounted, so they're going to be air blowing across the exhaust pipes. And when this guy's sitting on the ground, let me just measure. This is a good test right here. Grab the tape measure. So this guy's going to be up off the ground a couple inches, and then we'll have to figure out a stack. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the standard is for a 6-inch wood stove stack, what the length is, but we got 4 feet. And that's about all I need, is a 4-foot piece with an elbow. Because remember, this is going to be raised up a couple inches all, because of the, it's got to be on a cement pad or some kind of hearth to, you know, absorb some of that heat. So, lots and lots and lots to go. So I don't know exactly where all my kitchen and stuff's going to go, which is kind of scary, and also I will be taking apart this countertop anyway, because when I first built this place, guys, it's overbuilt with 2x4s and very poorly built, if you ask me, because I didn't know what I was doing. But I'm just going to make it really streamlined, you know, a couple legs, whatever. You know what I mean. A couple different things just to get us by and go from there. So first things first, I got to move this guy back in the far corner after moving out my wood storage, and then get some lights on, obviously, back there. And then I got to figure out clearing all this crap off my beautiful table. Now the bamboo countertop is the best thing going. That was the best buy for the tiny house going. But I'm going to have to move it, and that's just the way it is. So I'll be back in a bit once we get going here, guys. See you in a bit.